Hi, my name is Carson, and today we were making salsa with our Nana, and we decided to video it so we could remember how to make it.
So the first thing that we did was we took 3 quarts of tomatoes that we had already prepared, and I'll show you in the next clip how we prepared those weeks ago and had them in the freezer.
The first thing we do is wash our tomatoes.
And then we cut out
The core,
Like we're going to suck an orange.
just the end. And it is on medium high.
Well, I started out on high and brought it to a boil
Why'd you take it off of the boil?
because I found out today that if I just keep it on like 7, then it doesn't get into a rolling boil. And then you skin them and cut them. As soon as I get a split down the side.
As soon as they get a split. So after you cut them, you put them in a colander so the juice can run out.
Yeah, because we don't want them
Watery.
to be. You want your salsa not to be runny.
Okay.
You like it to be thick.
That to drain them after you force them to get rid of some of the juice so it's not runny. You have to drain them when they're whole and when they're forced. Get 1 quart in each bag. 1 quart.
Well, you can't tell until you
blend
blend it.
1 quart in each bag. There we go. Well, that was only 2. I thought you said 3.
Well,
So it
You
looks
want
like
it-
this, folks.
you want it to be chopped up. You don't want it to turn into a liquid.
How did you know that was going to turn into 1 quart?
Just look. Okay, we started with 3 quarts of prepared tomatoes, and we're adding 2 cups of vinegar.
do it.
You got it? I'm reading this.
Okay.
4 cups of bell peppers.
Let's go ahead and do all of our liquids.
Okay.
Do 2 tablespoons of salt first. Do your dry ingredient before you're wet. 2 tablespoons of salt.
I didn't know there was salt in salsa.
2 tablespoons of lemon and lime.
We'll do this one first.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake. What?
You got it.
I don't think we're gonna have enough lime juice.
We will adjust with lemon if we don't,
Squeeze, Mom, squeeze.
but I think we'll have enough.
We got it. Okay.
Okay, then you have 4 cups of bell peppers. We cut those. I don't put them in the processor. Right here are your peppers because they would just be mush.
Are these all 4 cups?
There's 3 cups in that and 1 cup in the other. It's best to prepare things as you get them, as your garden produces and frees, so when you get ready to make your salsa, it's much quicker. Otherwise, it's a 3-hour job.
Then 3 cups of chopped jalapeno peppers.
Okay,
Are these jalapeno?
we're going to put 1 in there for right now. There's 2, and then we're going to taste and add the second one according to heat.
Did you process these?
They have been in the food processor. Yeah, and I put it like on
Do we need to chop the onions?
crush or something.
Okay.
Okay,
Save this one.
we are going to now prepare our onions. I usually do 2 Valdalia onions and 3 cloves of garlic.
Okay. And do you chop these?
I put them in the processor. I put the garlic in the processor after I chop them with the onion. So I'm gonna cut
them all up, then process.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put on pause and we'll be back.
So if you're really sensitive to onions, you can do it like this.
Put goggles on. It helps.
And it is quite funny.
And works. It also works a lot.
And she wears gloves, even though this is not gonna burn her hand. She just doesn't want to smell like an onion.
And I don't really
Because
care.
I've already cut the
Oh, no.
jalapenos. Be sure and wear gloves when you cut jalapenos.
Yes, that is some of the worst pain I've ever been
Do
in.
not touch your eyes or anything.
What's wrong?
Okay, we can pause. You're gonna get to this foam, oh no!
No, I'm not.
Chopping garlic cloves. After
Do
you
it.
peel them,
Long ways, and then the other direction.
Mama, you don't know this, but every time we do HelloFresh stuff, I chop the cloves.
and then we add it to the onions that we've already peeled and cut into wedges, and then we will put it in the processor on crush.
Here's what the onions look like. They're not super small. Kind of cut it like an apple.
Kind of. Can you get all those cloves right there?
Up here where you can see. Okay, I'm gonna cut off the end.
This is how we cut the jalapenos.
Go down the
Go down the middle. And if it splatters in your eye, it will burn like crazy. And then I take out the middle. And it's okay if a seed or two is left, and if you've got some peppers that aren't very hot, you might leave some in, but I usually just take all of mine out. Then I do it like that, and then I put them all in the processor. And since we've got this one cut, I'll just add this to the
Add it to the onion
onion just because we don't want to throw it away.
Now we've already added our jalapenos, one of them. We were gonna add another one later, but now we're not because we got some fresh.
And this is the best. I have the small one for vegetables, and then I have a tall one that does my tomatoes.
I believe that it was my idea to get you that, and Daddy was like, she's not gonna use that.
I was gonna borrow yours.
You were.
But I was gonna run get it.
I
all
never
summer
got it
long.
back.
You're right. So if you were doing tomatoes, you would go like balls like that. But we want these to be crushed. So I'm gonna put it on.
What'd you put?
Crush.
So if I did not have my jalapenos pre-prepared, would you have done it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna run down the sides and turn it back on. All right.
Yummy, yummy. And now we're gonna add all that.
Don't splash your eyes, please. Wait, if the jalapenos burn you whenever you touch them, how do you eat them?
Well, it's diluted.
So you want it fine, but still a little chunky?
Yeah.
Are you talking about
The
this?
onions.
Yeah. I don't really like onions, so I don't want to find a big old hunk of onion in my salsa.
Yeah, but some people like them, so
Okay. So now we're gonna do
mix.
stir it
Can I
up.
mix it?
You can use that one because this was just, I used that in that bowl.
Oh, my
Okay,
eyes
we
are
need some
stinging.
sugar. The recipe says 1/2 cup,
This looks something like this.
but I like more sugar.
No, you can finish.
What?
What do you want?
Okay.
And how much sugar?
I like 2/3 is what I like to use. The recipe is 1/2 cup, but I like mine a little sweeter.
Okay.
All right, let's see what else. I think that's everything. Tomatoes, peppers, jalapenos, onions, vinegar, garlic, salt, lemon, lime, sugar. We'll do a 1/2 cup of cilantro the last 10 minutes of cooking. So this is everything. We're now going to bring it to a boil and boil for 20 minutes.
Are we
Boil
gonna
for 20 minutes.
Are we gonna be stirring it while we're boiling it?
Just
So we're
occasionally.
gonna boil it for 10, add cilantro and boil 10 more, correct?
No.
Boil
So-
it for 20,
20,
add cilantro, and then 10 more, so
yes.
total of 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Added another jalapeno. It's supposed to have 2 cups, and we have, what, 1.5?
Probably 1.5.
Okay. I'm bringing it to a boil, and it starts to boil, but you can stir it, and it will stop boiling. It's not time to turn the timer on.
Okay, you want to boil for 20 minutes.
Boil it and bring it to a rolling boil, right?
Rolling boil, cut down. I think we've got it on about 8.
Yeah.
And boil for 20 minutes.
Do you stir it all the time, or do you just stir it occasionally?
Just occasionally. So you don't have to stir all the time.
Okay, so
When you put your lids in your water to boil, don't put them all in the same direction, because when you go to take them out, they stick together, and it's difficult to separate them after you've sterilized them and put them on the jar. So I do it I do it up, down, up, down.
and what are we going to do with these?
They're going to boil. I bring them to a boil, and I don't turn that on until I put my cilantro in. That's about a good
About the same
timing,
time.
because you're just bringing it to a boil, and then I cut it off. And these go on top. And we're using some wide mouth and some regular mouth, because jars and lids are extinct, and we're using the supplies we have on hand.
So did you say bring it to a boil and then immediately turn it off? Or does it boil for a certain amount of
Just
time?
a minute or two, just so that I know it's
And then
good
turn
and
them off
boiling,
and
then
leave
I
them until
leave
they're
it
ready.
there.
Okay.
I want all the stem in the cilantro, so I line all of my cilantro up so my foliage is about the same location, and then I chop from there out so that I don't have a lot of stem.
So you don't pull it off the stem, you just
No.
cut the stems off.
I cut from out
Okay.
in till I get to the stem.
And how much is that?
It says 1/2 cup, and I don't measure it.
You just
I just guess at it, because
you're probably about 20 pieces.
See, I
That's
struggle with
kinda
1/2
low,
cup. Is that like mashed down? Is that loosely?
I know, that's why I don't measure it. I just think, that looks like a good
Okay, so
bundle.
just a bundle, a handful there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
that looks like
kinda-
something Allie Walker would do.
Wrap it up,
Okay.
then I start acting like I'm giving it a haircut.
We're
That's how you
pretending
cut
that's Holland.
Yes, thinking, oh, he can see his eyes.
Those are cool scissors. You know, Allie and George and Man cut their steak with scissors.
That's how I do it.
You do too.
Well, I do now because it's genius. And the cube steak is
easy.
good to cut. They just cut a regular old steak with scissors.
That's how I always do it. It's way easier.
That's because you were raised a walker.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them hiccups, Carson?
I'm growing.
That's the proof.
Then we're gonna use the knife and do a little more chopping.
So after you cut it, you chop it up, and then you wait on your timer. Okay,
Look.
here's our cilantro.
We have 10 minutes
You're right-handed, aren't you?
remaining.
Yeah.
And
Slide it off into the pan.
we're going to add this cilantro that we have chopped with scissors and then a knife. And we're going to continue boiling for 10 minutes.
And you push it in with the flat side, not the sharp side.
Okay, so we boiled our lids and filled it up just over the top of the lids for a few minutes. And now the sauce is done. We've got all our jars set up. And we're going to fill the jars up almost to the brim. I mean, not the brim, but the bottom of it.
Okay.
Can I do just a couple?
Let me get it going.
Okay.
Be sure and stir it up to kind of distribute the vegetables, or you can end up with a runny jar and a thick jar. And this little jar funnel is compliments of Mary Alice. It's an antique. Couldn't do our cannon.
Tracy, I want that.
I done told her, sorry,
I mean,
Charlie.
can you buy them?
Yes.
Okay. That one's
Can
just
buy
cool
them.
and old.
His mom gets mad at me whenever stuff drips on the counter.
You can't catch this.
No.
I can't.
It's when you don't clean up your drips. You and your daddy cook supper and it looks like a tornado hit. What I meant to say was, I'm so thankful that you and your daddy cook supper.
That's
Yeah.
what you meant to say.
So here is how you clean the tops off so they'll seal properly.
Properly. Very, very properly.
Okay. Pick them up.
And they're opposite, so they'll find the little jars.
There we go.
Put a dish.
So now we're gonna put our lids on. Be careful because the jars are hot.
Very hot. Very, very, very hot.
Here
Okay.
is the complicated part, in my opinion. You tighten them with a rag and one of those thingamajiggers.
I'm scared of doing this part.
Water bath going. Have you turned that on yet, Mama?
No. I'm gonna turn that one off in the back. And get that one out.
Okay.
Did you turn it on, huh?
Yeah.
So you put the water just at the rim of that silver ring. And then you line them all up, but don't let them touch.
That's not no good. Y'all probably won't even want any of it.
And I'm probably gonna have to put,
Ain't pretty hot, ain't it? Or pretty spicy. Y'all must put a lot of jalapenos in here.
try and get this one in here. It's gonna be under,
Oh, she's recording.
underwater.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Now
It's okay if it goes under?
The book says cover your jars with water, but I just can't do that.
Okay. Alright, so the water bath's on high, and then what are we gonna do?
We're gonna boil it for 15 minutes.
So don't start counting until it's boiling,
Still it's
right?
yeah, boiling.
And then 15
and
minutes.
you need to get you a jar lifter so that when you get through, you can put your hands in here and pull out your jar and set them on a towel to cool until the lids start popping and sealing.
So once it boils, we'll set a timer for 15 minutes. We got our samplers over here. How is it?
Good. Really good.
You just want a straw to drink it?
Let me see how.
Yes.
Here's the final result. We got all of them over here. We pulled them out. We tilted them over, got the water off, and now you just listen for them to pop, which could take several hours. And some people say leave them sitting there for a whole day.
After the